being nationally celebrated.
All this and more, Newsbeat starts right now.
So they were there.
Good evening and welcome to Thursday Newsbeat. I'm Gracie Guillot.
And I'm Nicole Marino. Thanks for joining us.
For LSU students, one of the most valuable resources for job hunting is talking to the professionals themselves. The Manship School of Mass Communication hosted an interactive sports summit today in the Holiday Forum. The summit included several panels of professionals across the sports media industry and gave students the chance to learn from the best. Some notable names showed up to speak on campus, including ESPN's Ryan Clark, CBS Sports' Mark Grant, and NFL Nation's Catherine Terrell. In an exclusive interview with Tiger TV, Ryan Clark shared advice from his experience breaking into the sports media industry after retiring from the NFL.
So what did I have to do? I had to go host a podcast. I had to then get another podcast and host that. I had to put myself out there as a host, and now I'm the host of Inside the NFL when it was traditionally a reporter or a journalist. And so I think so many times these lines can be blurred because there shouldn't be lines. There should be, if you're willing to put the effort in to do the job and you're talented enough to do it, you should have a chance to earn those opportunities.
We'll take a look at Ryan's thoughts on the success of LSU's Heisman candidate later in the show. Feeling a little bit stressed about midterms, homework, anything? Well, take a breather because LSU's library may have a solution for you. The LSU Library has reopened the Relaxation Room for midterm week. This is for students who may need a mental break from their exams and homework. In the Relaxation Room, there are board games, puzzles, coloring books, and sensory toys that students can play with. Students feel as if this room gives them somewhere they can talk, relax, and study without the stress.
I have a midterm tomorrow, so I feel like it's helping me study my vocab without actually feeling the pressure and the doom. So
the Relaxation Room is open this week, October 9th to October 13th in room 241A for students who may want to stop by, take a mental break, and play some games.
Cardiac arrests are the #1 cause of death among student athletes, but they're rare and hard to predict. Reporter Tate Eisworth learned about one local nonprofit that looks to educate parents and students on the symptoms and preventative measures that could save a life.
On the playing field, they're the picture of health and vitality, but a hidden danger lurks.
Our son, he passed away from sudden cardiac arrest December 8, 2021.
Grayson Temple was a football player at Live Oak High School when an undiagnosed heart condition led to his sudden cardiac arrest. Grayson's parents, Michelle and Dale Temple, started Gray's Army Foundation, a nonprofit created to educate their community on the dangers of sudden cardiac arrests.
So that's one thing that we've spent the last 2 years doing is going out, teaching CPR, helping place AEDs, and this is, today we're here offering our first free heart screening.
Cardiac arrests are silently claiming the lives of student athletes across the nation. According to the California Interscholastic Federation, up to 72% of cardiac arrests are preceded by symptoms, which often go unrecognized.
Are they frequently getting short of breath, any sort of palpitations while they're doing any sort of activity that they've noticed?
Live Oak football trainer Sloan Allen says that in the event of a cardiac arrest, every minute counts.
In general, first few minutes is the ideal time frame to respond with CPR and AED. It increases, I want to say, within 3 to 5 minutes, 50% more likely to survive a cardiac event if you can get it within that time frame.
For Michelle and Dale, Gray's Army Foundation is about more than just heart health. It's their way of honoring their son.
We decided to form Gray's Army because he always had an army of friends and all different groups. He was like the glue that held this army of friends together.
For Tiger TV, I'm Tate Eisworth.
October is recognized as Sudden Cardiac Arrest Awareness Month, and along with it comes opportunities for everyday people to become certified in CPR and AED use, which could save a life.
Tiger Stadium brings more than 100,000 people together to show off their purple and gold in many different styles. Reporter Addie Miller tells us more about the history of dressing up on game day.
According to the ghost of Hertie Field from the 1980s, at the very first football game in 1892, both the men and women were dressed to the nines. Then by the 1960s, it was nothing out of the ordinary for men and women to show up in their favorite football outfits to support their football teams. Now, over the years, without even noticing, we continue to carry this tradition in Tiger Stadium. Kelly shares a little bit more about her favorite aspects of the modern game day style.
Something over the top, unique, something that's going to make a statement in Tiger Stadium is always a big hit.
Game day outfits in Death Valley have become a fun tradition, with every local boutique being stocked with purple and gold attire. Elise Decoto shares some of her favorite parts of LSU atmosphere on game day.
Honestly started the real getting up and getting our game day pride on. I think a lot of the other colleges have mimicked the game day atmosphere at LSU now.
Not only is getting dressed up in your favorite style a great way for game day tradition, it is also a way for LSU fans to show their LSU pride.
I mean, wear your heart on your sleeve. I mean, make a statement, be bold, and hope that the Tigers win.
And for Tiger TV, I'm Addie Miller.
To find out more information about the history of Southern style on game day, you can go to racked.com. Coming up after the break, Kennedy Banks is in the studio with your Tiger Sports update as we look toward the Auburn game this weekend.
Time to show him who's in charge. Call me a shooting star. Didn't even get to bronze. So good.
And now, a Tiger Sports update.
Welcome back to Thursday Newsbeat. I'm Kennedy Banks, and this is your Tiger Sports update. While we had Ryan Clark here earlier to talk to students at the Sports Summit, he was able to take some time, stop by, and speak with us on the success of LSU quarterback Jaden Daniels in his potential Heisman year.
He's having a Heisman level season right now. And the reason it matters to me is because I do hear all the chatter that he shouldn't be the quarterback. You know, and for me, it's like, if not him, then who? If not the leading passer in the SEC, a guy who's accounted for 4 touchdowns in so many games this season, the reason that you have opportunities to win when your defense can't make stops. And so I think that's what's exciting.
You can watch more of Madeline's interview with Ryan Clark on our website at tigertv.tv. LSU baseball is back in full swing after their national championship win. Sports reporter Abby Homrock tells us how the Purple and Gold are looking to rebuild after their historical journey to Omaha.
Fall baseball has officially begun its practice slate, marking the start of the postscript to its storybook 2023 National Championship season. This fall's team is completely different compared to the championship-winning squad from earlier this year. The roster now features a mix of transfers, freshmen, and players who have recovered from injuries, creating a distinctive new dynamic.
We've really kind of squashed the notion of, like, we're not defending, we're not repeating. This is a completely different team. And, you know, something that we've talked a lot about is it's very human nature, you know, to maybe relax or pull back when you've won or you've been successful.
Although the Bayou Bengals won the national championship, that doesn't mean the journey back to Omaha will be easy. LSU lost its 2 best players, 2 best pitchers, and almost the entire infield, making the upcoming season a real test of rebuilding. The baseball program was in need of an extreme offseason rebuild after the 2023 MLB draft. The coaching staff made it their top priority to dominate the transfer portal, earning themselves the title of Kings of the Transfer Portal, and they delivered on that promise. One of the biggest acquisitions this offseason was Arizona transfer Mac Bingham, solidifying the outfield after a spot opened with Dylan Cruz's absence. Although the public hasn't seen too much of his talent yet, during the first intra-squad scrimmages of the season, Bingham showed that he will be a force to reckon with in the spring.
I thought the SEC was going to be the most enjoyable, and that's the closest you can get to big leagues. So with Coach Johnson, it was easy to come here. I know every single one of the coaching staff, which I feel like is rare when you're making that switch, and it was easy decision coming in.
The Kings of the Transfer Portal have indeed lived up to their name, and as spring quickly approaches, the entire baseball program is set up to make a strong return and leave their mark on the field once more. Fall intra-squad scrimmages will continue through the month of October, so the Tiger faithful can see the fresh faces talent on the field once again. For Tiger TV Sports, I'm Abby Homrock.
The baseball team has 2 more inter-squad scrimmages this week, one on Friday at 3:30 and the other on Sunday at 12:30. As we reach the middle of football season, LSU football is starting to reevaluate the team's preseason mindset. The team entered the season projected top 5, but after a tough Week 1 loss to Florida State and a last-minute road loss to Ole Miss, the team is now number 22 and climbing their way back to the top. Despite having one of the top offenses in the country, LSU is having trouble on the defensive side of the ball. The team knows that the rest of the season won't be easy, but they are just taking it day by day.
You could say we're a little big-headed coming into the season, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter anymore. We just got to continue to do week by week and just keep perfecting our craft every day. And
Kickoff for Saturday's game will be at 6 p.m. Central Time and broadcasted on ESPN. That's all we have for this Tiger Sports Update. After the break, we'll take a look at how the nation is celebrating a staple of Louisiana cuisine. Stay tuned.
Time to show 'em who's in charge. Call me a shooting star. Shooting stars. Didn't even get to bronze. So good.
With the fall weather making its way in, it's the perfect time to enjoy a warm bowl of gumbo, especially on National Gumbo Day. The strongly flavored dish oriented in southern Louisiana in the 18th century and is the official cuisine for the state. Cajun chefs say it must feature the holy trinity of seasoned celery, bell peppers, and onions stewed with meat or shellfish. You can celebrate the day going out to eat for some gumbo or making it your own at home. If you can't get enough, visit the World Championship Gumbo Cook-Off held this weekend in New Iberia, Louisiana. And that's all the time we have for tonight's Newsbeat.
To stay up to date on all LSU news and sports, you can follow us on our socials at LSU Tiger TV.
We'll see y'all Monday for the 5th quarter, but until then, I'm Nicole Marino.
And I'm Gracie Guillotte. Have a great night.